In this section, we're going to look at fractions and decimals and how you can recognize the relationship between these two. So firstly, question number 1. You're asked to work out what 0.25 is equal to as a fraction. I would encourage you to use either of two methods for this. The first method is to learn off the following fractions. You need to know that 1/10 is 0.1, that 1/5 is 0.2, 1/4 is 0.25, 1/3 is 0.33, and 1/2 is 0.5. If you learn off those fractions and what they're equal to as decimals, that will help you to be able to answer this question. So which of these fractions is the same as 0.25? Obviously the answer there would be 1/4. If you know what 1/5 equals, that it is equal to 0.2, then it'll be very easy for you to work out what 2/5, 3/5, 4/5 are equal to, because you just multiply, say if it was 4/5, you multiply 0.2 by 4. The second method for doing this question is for you to actually calculate what the fraction is equal to as a decimal. So if I had to work out, say for example, what 1/4 was, well, 1/4, that means you can use a simple division sum, such as 4 divided into 1, put in your decimal point at the start, 4 into 1 doesn't go, carry your 1 over, 4 into 10 goes twice, carry 2 over, 4 into 20 goes 5 times. Therefore, you've just worked out that 1/4 is equal to 0.25. The next question that we'd like to look at, number 2, you're asked to calculate 2/5 of 160 pounds. So you've got to work out 2/5 of 160 pounds. There are 3 methods for completing this. The first one is to write down your fractions, what you've got. So you've got 2/5, and you're going to work out what 2/5 is of 160. So it's 2/5 multiplied by 160. If you do this and work it out across, you get 320 divided by 5. And therefore all you do is a division sum. 5 into 3 doesn't go, 5 into 32 goes 6 times, 5 into 20 goes 4 times, and you get 64. So that's the first method of working that out. The answer will be 64 pounds. The second method is you're asked to work out 2/5 of 160. So what does 2/5 mean? It means divide by 5, then multiply by 2. So you're dividing by the bottom number in the fraction, multiplying by the top. So in other words, you're working out what 160 divided by 5 is, and then you're just going to multiply that answer by 2. If we do that, 160 divided by 5, you can just do 5 into 160. 5 into 16 goes 3 times, with 1 left over. 5 into 10 goes twice. You're left with 32. And then 32 multiplied by 2 equals 64. And again, you've just been able to find the answer. The third way of working out this question is to state that 2/5 is equal to 0.4 as a decimal, and then just multiply that by 160. So 2/5 is equal to 0.4, and then I'm going to multiply that by 160. So 160 times 0.4. Ignore the decimal point until the very end. The rule is that you count the number of decimal places you've got in the question. So none here, just 1 here, and therefore we must have the same number of decimal places in our answer. So therefore we're going to have 1 decimal place in our answer, because that's all we've got in the question. So multiply across, 4 zeros are 0. 4 sixes are 24, carry the 2 over, 4 ones are 4, plus the 2 is 6. You must put down a 0 here, because you're now multiplying by this 0, and this 0 is worth 10 times more than the 4, because this is 4/10, and this is 0 units. So in terms of place value, well, if you move 1 column to the left, that value will be 10 times more what you just moved from. So that's why you need a 0. And when you multiply any number by 0, you always get 0. So therefore I can automatically put in my answer there in zeros. And if I add that up, I will get 640. And I need to put my decimal point in. So remember, we must have one decimal place, and the answer to this question is £64. Question 3 now. In question 3, you're asked to work out the price of one bag on the special offer. In order to do this question, you've got two methods. The first method is to write down what you're trying to work out. So therefore, you're getting 3 bags of crisps for the price of 5. So you're working out what 3/5 of 30p is. I'd encourage you to put 30 as a decimal, or as a fraction. I'd encourage you to put the 30 as a fraction, so put it over 1. Makes it easier when you're multiplying across. Now, we can simplify at this stage if you wish, so we can divide by 5. 5 into 5 goes once, 5 into 30 goes 6 times. We've simplified as far as we can go, and then we multiply across. 3 6s are 18. 1 times 1 is 1, so the answer therefore will be 18 pence. It is possible to do this another few ways. We could have 3/5, convert that into a decimal, so that would be 0.6 times 30. So if you did 30 times 0.6, when you work that out, you will get 18.0. That'll be your final answer. So again, 18 pence. Another way to complete this question is to work out how much you'd be paying in total. So you're told that you buy 5 bags for the price of 3. So what are you actually paying? You're paying for 3 bags. Therefore it's 3 times 30 pence, which is equal to 90 pence. That's what you're paying for. And how much then did you actually pay because you received 5 bags? You then just divide that by 5. So 90 divided by 5. 5 into 9 goes once, 4 left over. 5 into 40 goes 8 times. So therefore, once again, your answer is 18 pence.